Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, July 22nd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, we are looking at OPEN. Been tracking this one on a very routine basis, and it just got that much more explosive today. And now a very tricky chart to talk about from a presentation standpoint because it's all about perspective. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you were buying right here, or you were buying the dip right there, or you were buying the dip right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 10 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, the chart's looking really, really bad. Now, if you care about things from the bigger picture point of view, even with the huge pullback here, again, from the big picture point of view, the price does still have plenty of opportunity to build a higher base because, and I'm not saying this will occur, but let's say the price doesn't go down below that level right there. As of now, it's not close to it, but if that price stays above there, well, then you have that low right there, and you have those lows right here, and you have these lows right here. And then if you envision each one of those as stair steps, again, emphasis on big picture. From the big picture standpoint, what do you have? Well, you still have stair steps progressing in the upwards direction. Even if the price were to drop down below this area right here that I drew, you still do have the purple line there, which is the 50-period moving average. And that's essentially like the overarching kind of health indicator, meaning, again, this, I'm assuming you care about things from the big picture because I get it. A day trader that bought right there, you don't care about that purple line at all. But from the bigger picture, as long as the price is above that, then that does imply that the overall trend is still moving in the upwards direction because it's still building higher bases. So yes, I totally get it. Depending on your point of view, I could sound like a crazy person right now, but I'm trying to do my best to distinguish between someone that's caring about more of a day trading, scalping viewpoint versus someone that cares about the bigger picture. So yes, big picture wise, even with a massive pullback here, there is still plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. So that's definitely going to be the priority number one moving forward, is try to build the higher base and just continue on with the overall uptrend. Next one, AIRE, and another very nice move around this one. So let's map out some key levels to watch moving forward. And the first area is what I would call the ideal level of support. I mean, if you say, hey, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? And that would be if the price could stay up here above the 62-cent mark. Now, don't get me wrong. If the price falls below 62, that doesn't mean the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But yeah, staying above there would be a very impressive sign of power. But from an overarching standpoint, like I just talked about, just watch that purple line. Because that purple line, the 50-period moving average, keyword moving. So as time goes, that line's going to move itself higher and higher, which is why I like to call moving averages trend lines for lazy people. If you don't feel like drawing a trend line because you're lazy, well, just let the moving average draw the trend line for you. So again, like I said, just what we talked about on OPEN. Same thing here. Assuming you care about the broad scope, the big picture of things, then as long as the price does stay above that purple line, as the line itself moves higher and higher, the overall health of the bulls is still, plenty in the upwards direction. In terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate this. Party stopped today right up there at the 98.5 cent mark. So 98.5 cents, public enemy number one moving forward. But all in all, very impressive way to start off the week for this one. Next one here, IXHL. Talked about this on Friday and got a very nice move up through there. First update, in fact, let me just do that. Delete that out and do some house cleaning. But first update is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. And this played out absolutely beautiful. You could throw this into a textbook. Like I said, was a resistance. Price opened up here. Look this out. Came all the way down here and then bounced beautifully right off that level. So classic example here. So moving forward, the ideal level, which I just talked about on the previous chart, what makes this chart look the healthiest? Certainly if the price can stay above 66 cents. But again, also from the overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above that purple line, as the purple line moves higher and higher, then the overall chart is still plenty in the bull's favor. And then yes, in terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate it. Where did the party stop today? Right up there at the 88.5 cent mark. So keep a close eye on that. But at the end of the day, this thing continues to put in those higher highs and higher lows, and that's the name of the game. Next one here, PLUG, and we have ourselves a good solid pattern here. So let's get this pattern drawn in a play. So we have our resistance portion of the pattern. We have the support portion. Let me change that to green for support. And then just to make sure that everybody can see it, let's keep it the same color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right there. And then for you golfers, try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here. So this would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because it's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards. But Would it be shocking? Would it be crazy if the price did something like this and then broke through it? Absolutely not. So guarantee, no. But is it a valid question to throw out there as a possibility? Absolutely. So definitely keep an eye on the bull pennant pattern. Next one here, BBAI. Rough day on this one. Rough way to start off the week. Broke out, acted like it wanted to be all strong there, and then just completely fell apart. So I'm thinking there's probably some breakout traders that are not having a good day. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that. And the first update, just like I mentioned, when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if there is any sort of attempted bounce back upwards over the next few days, not only is it going to be that purple line there to keep an eye on, which you know is a 50 period, but also $7.80 will be that first key initial battleground, like I said, if the price does try to bounce. Next, I don't want to say do or die level of support, but certainly a very important level is going to be that pink line down here, which is the 200 period moving average, currently valued at $7.24. So if the price comes down there and breaks below it, does that mean that the entire chart is destroyed? I'm not going to say that, but that would be yet another bit of evidence that the bulls are losing control. The first bit of evidence is now that the price has broken down below that purple line. But again, to be fair, from the overarching standpoint, which is what that 200 period moving average is measuring, the price is still above it and not necessarily even that close to it, but nonetheless, still keep an eye on that 200 period moving average moving forward. Real quick, I want to take a break and address something that I know affects probably many of you watching. I remember it affected me when I first got started as a trader, but you want to be a day trader, but because of that pattern day trader rule, you're not able to day trade as much as you want. Well, if you want to be able to have unlimited day trades every single day, then check out the link that you see at the top of the screen. I'll put it down in the description area too, but it's what I've been doing, what I've been using to make money. And quite frankly, it's a great market. It moves better than the stocks and so on. But most importantly, no pattern day trader rule. You have unlimited day trades. And if you want to see everything play out live, so, like I said, I'm doing it, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is. You can check out the live stream. Make sure to just subscribe to the channel and hit that notification so you're made aware, or just show up at 11 a.m. Eastern time, because that is when I live stream, and you can see all this take place live. So if you want to learn more, check out that link. Make sure to use code CLAY at checkout so you get the promotions. But yes, it may sound too good to be true, but you could literally become a day trader, have unlimited day trades starting right now. Next one here, PMN, and we have another one of these bull pennant patterns. Now there's a little bit of perspective. Day traders, flippers, scalpers that bought right there. Yeah, you probably don't care about the bull pennant pattern. Hopefully you were already stopped out and had a stop loss. But for the people that care about more so the bigger picture, let's just get this pattern drawn into play. And then again, just so I can't help myself, let's keep it all the same color. Make sure people can see it. So we have our resistance. We have our support. We have the big upwards move right here. We have the golf hole down here. And here we are looking at the bull pennant pattern. So like I mentioned earlier, just because it's bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go upwards. But I don't want to repeat myself any further, just to respect your time. But here we are, bull pennant. If you like this price range right around $1, keep an eye on it. Next one, NVIDIA. And from the bigger picture, not a whole lot to say because the price is still respecting this bigger picture sideways channel. Top of the channel resistance being 174.15, which I talked about previously. Bottom of the channel support being right down there around the 169.15 mark. But within the channel itself, we have a couple of key dynamics and things that I could see a trader caring about. The first dynamic is we have a pretty well-defined area of resistance right there. I'll make that look a little different so you can distinguish. So keep an eye on that. And then just from a support standpoint, pretty, again, guarantees nothing, but I think it'd be pretty valid and rational to think that if the price were to come down to that 171.50 mark right here and then break down through there, that could very realistically send it down to at minimum the 169 mark. So as right now, you have this little wedge formation that's forming within the channel itself. So yes, if it does break down through here, will that send it down to the bottom part of the channel? I think that's a very credible scenario. Next one here, RIOT, and this is a whole lot like OPEN, meaning what's your perspective? Day trader, flipper, scalpers that were buying up around here, the chart looks absolutely terrible to you. But if you do care about the bigger picture point of view, a couple ways you can look at it, whether it's using that purple line there or just kind of the stair steps. So if we assume that, that's the low, then we look at that low, and then we look at this low and that low down there. If you want to, like I said, look at it through the stair step vantage point, then overall the stair steps are still progressing. If you just want to use that purple line, then the price is still well above the purple line. The price is very, very much so still above that pink line. So that's where, again, emphasizing big picture overall, everything is still perfectly fine. But yeah, I sound totally crazy to anybody that is a scalper or day trader that bought right there. So yes, depending on your strategy is going to dictate a whole lot of that. So yes, today, big pullback, but think about that word today, as in one day. Looking at multiple days, which is what we're doing here, you can see the price does still have the opportunity to build a higher base. So we'll see if the bulls can get that job done or not. Next one here, NVTS, and very nice pattern. I'm going to go through this very quickly. Like I said earlier, I want to respect your time as much as possible, and you've already heard me talk about this a couple times now. So like I said, let's just get through it a little bit quicker. There is our area of resistance. Here's our area of support. And as I've mentioned, I can't help it. Got to keep it all in color, make sure everybody can see it. There's our resistance. There's our support. There's the big move up right there. There's the golf hole down here. So here is a bull pennant pattern. I'd say the biggest difference here is the price range. This one's a little bit more expensive. But if you still like to stay down below the $10 mark, but you're not really into penny stocks, then this one fits all those categories. So NVTS with a nice quality bull pennant pattern. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. And started off pretty crazy, but then when everything is settled, basically nothing new to talk about per se, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from Friday. But just very quickly, started off today with the big gap up. Price made a high of right there, and then just gave everything back. Fell back inside of the channel that I talked about yesterday, the channel being defined as the top of it right here at 331. The bottom of the channel down there at 325.50. So you can see it drop back inside of it right there, and then that channel went right back to acting as a channel. You can see right there, top of the channel rejected it, top of the channel rejected it. Now on the positive side of things, the price never even went down there and tested the bottom of the channel, which is good to see. But in all actuality, like I said, not a whole lot of things other to report outside of the opening 30 minutes, which was definitely very crazy. But as of now, that sideways channel is still intact. 331 top of the channel, 325.50 bottom of the channel. So still kind of just a waiting game to see which way the price truly wants to break. So that wraps up the top 10 list. And again, if you are somebody that is annoyed, frustrated, you feel kind of that your hands are tied behind your back because of that pattern day trend rule, you don't have to put up with it anymore. You can hop into this market that, like I said, no pattern day trend rule. This market is open 6 days a week, 23 hours a day. So there's time for everybody to find a time to trade. And quite frankly, this market moves quicker than the stock market does anyways. And again, if you don't believe me, if this seems to be true, I understand. But that's why I say, come watch me do it live. It's the exact same thing that you can see me doing on the live stream every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. But if you want to get started, have unlimited day trades, like I said, check out the link up at the top or just go in the description area, click on that link, and then use code CLAY at checkout to get the discounts and all the current promotions. So let me know if you have any questions on it down in the comment area. But thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Have a good one.